Do you have any concerns for kids currently in care?
I have a lot. I mean, I know how some of these places are run. I've worked in a few of them. I have several kids currently who were moved from me, and I know exactly what's happening in that home. And it's an absolute shit show. Caregivers showed up drunk, late for shift. The kids are giving minimal attention and unfair balance of attention. Their needs aren't being met. The social workers are missing in action as usual. And the structures that we had put in place in our homes, totally gone. And this does not benefit, especially, one of the kids. How they move forward, I don't know. I would take those kids back in a heartbeat because we really cared about them. We wanted the best for them, and we work with the families. We're all aligned together to move these kids forward the best we can and give them a great start in life. That was all taken away, and everything we had is falling apart now. I know other agencies, what they need to do, what MCFD needs to do, because MCFD is the funder of all this. They fund all the Aboriginal or First Nations ministries. And then it comes from above them, it's the provincial government and then the federal government. They need to do an investigation. They need to do an audit. And I know with some of the kids that have gone through our homes, they stabilize with us, they're safe with us, and they start sharing their stories. And some of the horrors that they've told us about, sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, the punishments they received were so out of line with what they actually did. And they were safe with us. We cared for them as best we could. Some fully admit it's not easy. Some of the traumas and what they've come forward with. This is a bigger issue. A home in a neighborhood was never going to be an appropriate place for them. They needed a place like we had in Coquitlam that was shut down. And, with full-time, full-service mental health issues. Our homes were set up in a neighborhood, and we had them staffed with people who were almost like their family. We took care of them. And that's a far cry from some of these agencies out there who are only in it for the money, and the staff they hire have absolutely zero skills or accountability.
So how do you see yourself going forward?
I've been open from the get-go with dialogue with the agencies, the First Nations ministry. It's been one-sided. I get no real answers to my emails when I send them out there, questions, asking why. One of them was, we no longer feel you align with our values. And I responded, what do you mean by that? I get no response. They don't want to respond because they know it's not true. And I'm willing, and all the staff want to stay and work together because we had, everybody gelled really well. And everybody supported each other, and they were there for the kids. And so my goal, I think, in the end is to keep Cedar Valley Community Living going and eventually have some kids come back to us and continue going.
So I guess my last question would be that do you have any invitation or message for public or people who have worked with children in care?
I think if anyone out there has had any dealings personally, or they're like kids who have aged out, family members who have dealt with the First Nations ministries out in the Fraser Valley, to come forward and share their experiences. It takes a lot to step forward and take this on because there's no one calling them on what happens. And in seeing what's happened to me in my company after 12 years, I just get canceled. But that was something I was willing to do, and I'll always push forward and push back on injustices and bad treatment of the kids or my staff. And I'm not sorry about that. I'd do it again. Some of the staff might not agree with me, but I mean, they all lost their jobs within a stroke of a pen and an email. That was it. No care or consideration for them. But if anyone wishes to share their stories, I invite you wholeheartedly to come forward and share them with us. And we'll give you a platform to speak your truth and tell your story.
That's great. Thank you, Michael.